Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Carter Show. Ash Brent, live from the Atzenhofer studio. Glad you're all here. Thanks for joining us on this Monday, June 1st.
That was a song for Scott Tomko. They have a little morning music to get it going. That's AI, folks. That just drives me crazy.
Yep.
We didn't have any input in that.
A little bit.
Did you?
I told it what to give me, and that's what it gave me.
There you go.
I didn't even type a 8-word sentence.
I believe that. I've known you a long time.
I can't type 8-word sentences.
I would think you're very succinct and probably missed a comma or two.
Stephanie Coney, Scott Tomko, Ricky King on the podium this morning. Morning, everybody. Wade and Carter weather brought you with the great folks at AT Deerlam Hay Feed and Ranch Services.
76 degrees under cloudy skies in Victoria, Texas, heading to a high today of 90. What I find interesting is today only a 30% chance of rain. Tomorrow 55, Wednesday 50, Thursday 75, Friday 85, Saturday 70%, Sunday 45%. The weather roughly the same, 74 to 87, 88 for the next week, but a pretty good chance of rain every day. Isn't it interesting that everybody's been praying and moaning, but praying for real now? People praying about we have a water problem here in Texas, and all of a sudden we've got enough rain that it looks to me like Lake Texana is full again, which will get Corpus through Wednesday.
Yeah.
But it makes you wonder. Rena says there's a sound issue. Is it just Rena? No, I did my part.
We're there. Good. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Hopefully y'all can hear. I don't know. Rena must have had her phone turned down. But we're almost kind of caught up a little bit with the weather. I wonder how many people are thanking God for all the stuff they were whining about just a month ago.
Well, I think they said that this rain will get Corpus basically to ease restrictions now from September. They can hold off until December.
So why don't they start building that desal plant now? Right? You've never seen a place. And by the way, if you're listening to us or watching on KTMV in Corpus Christi, welcome.
And give us a call.
But you people are in that. Should be back.
We should be back.
I hope we're back. Hi. We shouldn't be froze. No, Michelle Wilson argues you're not the only one. There you go. Look, Did y'all lose them? Am I the only one that froze? And so why are you people so insecure that you think you'd be the only one that would freeze? Yeah.
I don't know how you blame Austin.
Yeah, Corpus should take care of
problems
themselves.
In Corpus Christi. Austin doesn't control Corpus Christi's water system.
Go ahead and remove that Corpus TV. Yeah,
but
no, I don't. I mean, I get it that we want the state because it's a big issue, right? So we want the state involved to help.
Well, it's
alleviate water issues.
We want the state involved, but we don't want the state involved, right?
That's right.
Because people don't want the state touching their water until there's a water shortage or a water crisis.
Money.
Then they want the state's money to help fix the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we had a computer reboot, so we're.
I don't know
back
why
now.
it does that. It's almost wish we had like 2 computers and they ran in, in series. Where
But we have.
one went
I mean, we
out.
have no warning. It just happens.
It just
And-
went boop. And you know what? My laptop that I work on never. I mean, like never. We've run into an issue and need to restart. It never happens.
No, I know.
But
There's
yet
J
when you're
Dub.
here, the computer does nothing. It's got there are no applications on the computer. None.
Nothing.
Just
Well,
sits here.
Windows and I think our soundboard and our video cameras. That's it that runs through here. There's J Dub.
Ricky King. Hey, J Dub. Ricky King asked about the state giving Corpus like $40 million. The state appropriated, I want to say $750 million, something like that, but that was like available to be borrowed. And
water?
I think Corpus used like 20 million bucks for a study and then never really
And couldn't account for where it all
did-
went.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the state bailed on them. We're huge in Grand Prairie, Alberta this morning.
But Corpus is notoriously dirty. I mean, they are. They're just known. And you when you go down there, you almost can't help but think like Donald Trump would think, where you're just like, man, this could be a great place. We could put a casino over there. We could clean up this shoreline. Man, what a great place for a hotel.
that city's missing
So many things.
they've squandered so many opportunities there.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're in the Corpus area, 361-894-4020, give us a call and let's talk. Give us your perspective on the failings of multiple Corpus Christi governments, because it ain't just one. What?
It doesn't work.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have to have a call.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We need a call first.
We'd have to have a call to prove it. I'm plugged in. If someone wants to try to call, see if it works. I don't think it works.
But it's just. But here is the problem, though. In Austin, we know this state has water issues, and we keep. Well, Mexico just needs to do what they say they're going to do with our treaty.
Mm-mm.
They haven't done anything with the treaty for 60 years. Why do you think it's going to change now?
Yeah.
Kind of like the Democrats right now, and they're scrambling. Well, we got to get back to being the party of the worker and the people. You've spent 50 years abandoning the worker and the people because you went so far left that way.
Yeah.
You're now communist, socialist. You run candidates out there like James Tellerico.
And I don't usually try to tell you how to vote. I'm just going to tell you that many times you vote against somebody for me personally, as opposed to saying, it's all smoke and mirrors. Oh, it's just politics. Ken Paxton is my guy. I'm not nearly that confident in Ken Paxton, but I'm positive that if you don't vote against James Tellerico, you're not voting in the best interest of Texas. James Tellerico is a bad, bad actor. When you portray yourself as a Presbyterian minister and you've got the LGBTQ rainbow sash hanging on a cross in your church, yes, Jesus loved everybody. It is just blasphemous to insinuate that he condones some of these lifestyle choices. I just think it is terrible that why can't the Democrats run somebody out there like a Woodrow Wilson Wagner? Why can't you run a guy out there who works for a living, who's sensible, and who happens to care about people? Why does it have to be pro-national, weirdo, 80-20 issue agenda garbage? James Tellerico does not represent any measurable percentage of Texans. He's just the guy that's not Ken Paxton. That's all he is. In this election, you have to vote against Tellerico. I believe he's
And
a
I think
false prophet.
I think Paxton will do a good job as a senator.
I think he will too, but do I think he's a good guy? That's a stretch for me. That's a stretch for me. I believe that he did some things years ago to line his own pockets.
But here's the problem. The left always tell you, well, you're voting for, I'm not voting for Jesus.
I don't disagree with that, but
I'm voting,
matters.
Does it really at that level of politics? I mean, think about it. If character mattered, none of the presidents of the last 60 years would have ever been elected.
It's true. Most of them had demons they
And
hid.
you could probably go back to FDR.
They just didn't have cell phones to capture all the things.
And before him, Woodrow Wilson. You'd have to go, you probably have to go back to Teddy Roosevelt to find a president that wasn't morally inept. FDR had mistresses and hid his polio from the country. That was the biggest shenanigan.
Yeah, he didn't want to look weak. Man, what a hammer, though. What a stud dude.
You know? Both Kennedys. All sorts of mistresses. They might have shared one in Marilyn Monroe.
I don't think that's a might anymore. I think that was understood. That was a given. It's not even a rumor anymore. No. The Kennedys don't even deny it anymore.
But to think that you have to agree, you have to vote for somebody, well, because they're morals. No, I want their policies.
Well, no, I don't disagree with that. That's the main reason I vote against Tallarico. Like Michelle Wilson-August says, there's character, and then there's reversing everything we've been fighting for over this past couple of years. We'll be back to transgender surgeries on minors. James Tallarico cannot get away from the fact, and the way that you know that he's a bad guy, I don't mean like he's just misunderstood. He's a bad person. He is walking back everything he's ever said. He's like, oh no, now he was a vegan. He was. Now he's like, well, I mean, I'm a vegan, but I ain't meat. Because people are like, how are you going to represent the state of Texas? How are you going to stand up for the rights of beef producers?
Yeah. How do you stand up for the Independent Cattle Raisers Association?
Right. And he said, well, I mean, I'm vegan, but I eat beef. Sure you do.
I mean, you want to talk about character? He lacks it. He doesn't even stand for anything that he's walking all this stuff back.
No. I think it's going to come out. By the way, it's a little too convenient. You can look her up. I don't remember her first name. Her last name is Menard, Menard. She's been portrayed now as, hey, we've finally discovered James Tallarico's significant other. Her name is I think it's Christine. I'm not positive. So-and-so Menard. And it turns out that she used to be in his campaign, but now she's like, hey.
Wait a second.
They're propping him up.
Wait a second. You're getting rid of people elected in D.C. for being involved with their campaign folks.
Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day,
it's not as significant other. He doesn't.
No, hey, and this doesn't affect. I mean, it would affect the way I vote, but it may not affect the way you vote. I think the guy is gay and afraid to come out and admit it, or he's one of the other 5 genders besides male that he identifies. Science identifies that there's 6 at least genders. This guy's an idiot. Same guy that says out of this side, you got to follow the science, says out of this side, there's more than one sex, more than 2 sexes, more than 2 genders. No, there's not. You're either a boy or a girl. If you're confused, we call that a birth defect or mental health. But you're either a boy with a mental health issue or a girl with a mental health issue. He said that male transgenders needed reproductive care rights because a man who believes he's a woman and believes that he could get pregnant needs the ability to have an abortion. Okay. You want to vote for that guy because you hate Ken Paxton that much?
Put that guy in the circus with the bearded lady and the guys running the motorcycles on the sphere.
That's exactly this guy. The idea that this guy is getting any traction at all in the state of Texas, I'm just telling you, it's the laughing stock of the country.
I don't think he is getting too much traction in the state of Texas. I think where he's getting traction is nationally because they're trying to. I mean, I got probably 3 texts over the weekend again. Hi, this is James Tallarico. I'm out of money. Send me some money.
Yeah, well, Wendy Hughes Garcia says, James, tell you what you want to hear, then do whatever I want anyway. Tallarico, he makes AOC look quasi-sane.
Well, here's
man, I hope the Democrats run Harris, AOC, Kamala, and her personal bartender. I hope they run them against Marco Rubio and JD Vance. I can't wait for those debates.
Oh, it's interesting. Just this morning on CBS News, 2 different people, 2 Democrats, 2 different takes. But why are they rehashing the Kamala Harris defeat from 2.5 years or a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago now?
We thought there was going to be a celebration, but alas, there wasn't one.
They asked who was the first one they asked that she couldn't quite figure out how was shocked Kamala lost. I don't remember who it was now, but this is where they are now. They have absolutely nothing going forward. And Graham Plattner in Maine, who I think is the other guy with the Nazi tattoo that they're running out there.
Well, they're saying that he has a tattoo on his chest that's a widely recognized Nazi. I don't know that. You know, when the Main Street media tells you that, they also told you Pete Hegseth has a big, like, Roman-looking cross on his, and that's a Nazi symbol. Well, you know, it's just not. It's just, sorry. Nice try. It's just not. Yeah, this Plattner guy's got problems. Not that we care down here. We've got our own trans issues to deal with. But this guy, Graham Plattner, is running against the incumbent governor.
Yeah. And you know, you
Janet
can tell
Mills, I think is her name.
And that's who they want to win. Because listen to the Atlantic. Condemning a Nazi tattoo shouldn't be this hard. That was from 2 days ago in the Atlantic. I mean, they're trying to set this guy up to lose because he's gaining traction. And he doesn't stand for the socialist communist version of the Democrat Party now. He's trying to reappeal to the working class, the common man and woman in this country.
They got one of his ads says, I'm Graham Plattner, and I'm running for the Senate. I don't have all the answers, but together we can do what makes sense. And there's no place for that in the Democrat Party.
No.
There's no place for that. It's interesting, though, that this guy's accused of, and I'm trying to read between the lines. He apparently, his wife was going through his phone, and I think if I understood it right, kind of at his request. And she came across some texts between him and a former staffer, someone who was on his campaign staff, where he, according to him, shared some intimate details about his early married life to his current wife. They've only been married since 23. But I think I'm kind of piecing this together. I heard parts of several interviews with him. One with his wife by his side, which is always politically convenient. I get that. The husband steps up and says, I was wrong. I want to publicly apologize to my wife. You know, it's all politics. But Mr. Plattner apparently shared some explicit details about some challenges that he had in his intimate life with his newer bride at the time. And his wife flagged the comments, apparently without judgment, and said, look, these could come back to haunt you. You know, I mean, this is not what you want for the public. And the woman who received the text never accused him of any intimate contact or any attempt to have any type of relationship with her. But she did acknowledge to the media that she had the text. And it's just like trying to put toothpaste back in a tube. All of a sudden, the Democrats, who don't care if you're a minor attracted person, don't care if you promote castrating 13-year-old boys because they feel like girls, all of a sudden they're upset because a man sent a salacious text to a woman besides his wife. The hypocrisy of the left is so overpoweringly glaring that it's very difficult to move past it.
Despite playing cover up for Bill Clinton's sexual escapades in the White House
for years. Yeah. Just the opposite. There's our state representative from House District 30, Sheriff A.J. Louderback. You know where he stands on issues. He has never sent me a salacious text. Has he ever sent you anything inappropriate?
Nope.
I don't believe he will.
And he's never sent me a text begging for money like James Tallarico either.
Yeah.
Greg Garcia says the Democrats have absolutely no one on their bench that can appeal to the common U.S. citizen because they are full to the brim with crazy. And
well, their platform, their agenda is all based on crazy.
Well, and look at the attacks on Spencer Pratt now. There's a guy running for mayor of L.A. He's former reality. Let's because it wasn't.
He's an actor.
He was on The Hills, which
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it was I think in the 90s, early 2000s, reality-based TV show. Anyway,
hello, Jack Troggett.
Probably the most scripted shows in the history of TV were actually reality shows. There was nothing reality about them. But
it says, wasn't Biden cheating on his wife before Jill? I think he was cheating on his wife with Jill. I think Jill, honestly, was like 14 at the time. Was a babysitter for his kids. And then they ended up getting together.
Well, I think they got together years later. But
not when she was 14.
No. But that's still, anyway, I don't know.
But the Democrats would excuse that because he's just minor attracted person.
But anyway, now they're trying to tie him to Donald Trump, and he has great answers for it. They try Spencer Pratt because he's running against Karen Bass for L.A. mayor, and the polls show them neck and neck. I mean, it's a dead heat between a has-been horse who admittedly told LA Fire to turn off water to their freaking fire hydrants and all the other stuff while LA burned. How she's still in the running is beyond me in LA.
She's an idiot because she looks like Dionne Warwick. Hello, Bruce Woods.
But they tried to tie him to Donald Trump, and he had a great answer. I'm running for the mayor of LA to fix the problems in LA. I'm paraphrasing here.
Not much.
My feelings and my opinion of Donald Trump have absolutely nothing to do with wanting to fix LA.
They asked him if he wanted Donald Trump's endorsement. He goes, I don't need anybody's endorsement but the moms of Los Angeles. He goes, I've got the men of Los Angeles. I need the moms of Los Angeles to understand my message. He said, I'm running. He goes, well, don't you want Donald Trump's endorsement? He goes, I don't need it. I'm running for a local office. All I care is what happens for Angelenos. Well, you're going to have to work. You talked about putting homeless on federal land. You're going to have to work with the federal government. He goes, I'll work with whatever president is in office. I mean, he's purely on message. And I found it interesting that he said, if I'm elected, that's great. If I'm not, that's even better. Because right now I have a burning inside me to solve the problems. I want to help be the answer. Yeah. If Angelenos don't want me, that takes that burden off my heart. Man, that's a bold statement. He basically dares you not to elect him. I think he's going to win. And I think it's a good day. I think it's a bad day for Gavin Newsom.
I think if he can turn LA around in short order, he's not this governor.
No,
too early.
Next cycle.
He could be the next governor of California. Absolutely.
And he's running as a Republican, I believe, because it's a little bit of a low-hanging fruit position. He said, I didn't know what to do in a debate. I'd never been in a debate. But he said, I've had people tell me that I won. He said that after the debate with Karen Bass and whoever the other person's like a communist, like an outspoken communist, that
as opposed to Karen Bass, who's just an unspoken communist.
Right. A little boy, a kid old enough to be there, came up to him and said, thank you for being the only person on the stage who told the truth. He's also appealing to pet lovers, saying that if you're on Skid Row, you're a Skid Row bum strung out on crystal meth. That's choices you made. Your dog being there is a victim, and it's resonating with moms and empathy. In real women, empathy runs higher than it does in men.
He wants to save the dogs of Skid Row. And part of the problem is, and he pointed this out, these guys getting high are getting their dogs high to accompany them on the journey.
Right.
Who does that?
Yeah. You're kind of a Skid Row dog. I'm glad I rescued you. Folks, USA Foundation Repair. Shim it, shore it up, level it. The doors will close right again. The driveway won't have big discrepancies in it. Reach out, 578-HOME. USA Foundation Repair. Veracruz Restaurant, it's Monday. Get back into Veracruz.
Back open today.
Today.
Go get a chicken fried steak. You don't have to wait till Friday.
The perfect gravy. Allen's Wrecker Service, 578-6300.
And real potatoes.
Allen's Wrecker Service delivers potatoes.
They could too, yep.
If you have mashed potatoes, dial 578-6300. Went Services for all your generator needs. Now's a perfect time to get a whole house generator.
Yep. Today's the day, folks.
From
Official
Generac.
Start of hurricane season is today.
Get you an estimate on a whole house generator. Call Went Services.
Tell them Wade and Carter sent you.
Parvita Wellness and the Vita Cafe inviting you to get in and get healthy. It doesn't cost anymore. It really doesn't.
No.
There was a time that pre-made meals were cost prohibitive. Only rich people could afford to have a private chef. That's not the case anymore.
You have one in Erica Briggs.
If your big butt goes to Whataburger and has the double meat, double cheese, fries, and a Coke, there's enough sugar in there to change your blood sugar.
Yep.
Go to Parvita Wellness.
And you know the funny thing is, by the time you
It's 15
sit
bucks,
in
dog.
line at Whataburger,
20 with the fuel.
you're in and out of Parvita and you're home eating a healthy meal
That's
in
right.
no time.
If you do that 5 days a week,
I'd say start with 3.
yep, you're going to lose weight. You're just going to lose weight. And brand us, Commander Cody, always around, always lurking, always stalking us.
Must
Sometimes
have been this weekend because all of a sudden yesterday he popped up on people you may know. Brand Us was there.
Yeah, no kidding. You can find it. Brand Us. He's also got that thing. What's it called? Windows for geriatrics.
Yeah, something like
But
that.
basically, if you are befuddled, as I am often, by the technology that is so handy, either on your laptop or your iPhone, Cody will do a class for you that you'll like. It'll be wonderful. Welcome back to the Atzenhofer studio, where for over 100 years, Atzenhofer has been a South Texas tradition, specifically a Victoria, Texas gem of a car
Absolutely.
dealership.
Yeah. So just to rehash and recap, today's the first day of the Atlantic hurricane season. 14 named storms. That's tropical storm strength or higher. 7 hurricanes and 3 major hurricanes is the forecast coming out of NOAA. Crossroads Help Desk. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you, Cody. Crossroads Help Desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had Andrew Alvarez, who does the mandate program. He and Junior Sample said, I've had Jewel Buchanan, that's our local Democrat chair, not singled out as an individual. For me, she's singled out as the head of the Democrat Party. And then Mike Gomez, who's one of the chief spokespeople for the left, had them pop up in People You May Know recently. That just means that they stalk your show. They're always checking in. The algorithm kicks them up to you. Good for them. I mean, if they listen long enough, they may learn something. You know, it is interesting to me how blacks historically are known as voting Democrat. We talked about Jim Crow laws, blacks. Ku Klux Klan, blacks.
Democrats, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Blacks, yeah. Democrats. To me, the term's almost interchangeable, and that's a shame. They shouldn't be so rat-holed. But poll taxes imposed on blacks by the Democrats. Ku Klux Klan begun by a Democrat. It's just unbelievable how I've said it here for years. The Democrats to the blacks are this. We promise you a loaf of bread. We'll give you the crumbs to keep you coming around the table, but we're never, ever going to teach you to bake. You'll never, ever stand on your own. Look at Chicago, Detroit, Baltimore, inner cities,
Houston,
run by Democrats, people living in squalor. There's just no getting. New York is going to follow suit so quickly. There's just no getting around the fact that at some point you run out of other people's money. And the exodus that is occurring in New York is out of control, which is just another reason that we can't allow Tallarico to become a senator, because the next thing you know, Texas is like California, New York. We need to be more like Florida.
Yeah. And you can't absolve Dwight D. Eisenhower when he formed the interstate system, because he purposely, or at least the administration, I don't know if he purposely did it, but Washington, D.C. purposely put a lot of those interstates right through the heart of black neighborhoods to divide them.
Absolutely.
And weaken their and lower their property value. I mean, it was.
I agree.
It is what it
Chris.
is.
She says, see Detroit, see the future New York. I've seen New York go through several iterations in my lifetime. I mean, when I was a kid, like the Bronx was just the ghetto, man.
You went into a Yankees game, you got the heck out.
Absolutely.
If you
just
wanted
like
to be
you
safe
do on a Chicago White Sox game today.
If you wanted to be safe at a New York baseball game, you went and saw the Mets up in
That's
Flushing Meadow,
who sucked just like the Cubs do.
Yeah, but think about Times Square. When I was young, Times Square was full of X-rated, XXX sex shows, peep
It was a
shows,
dump.
hookers, drugs.
Who
Nobody
cleaned that
wanted
up?
to go there.
Koch, who cleaned that up?
I think he might have started, but Rudy Giuliani really cleaned it up.
Yeah. I can remember when they first started having the ball drop at New Year's Eve. People were like, wow, this is scary. Scary place to be.
That was the safest time to actually probably be on at Times Square on New Year's Eve, because there are police there.
Now there's like
first
8
time
McDonald's down there.
Yeah. I think there's 3 right in Times Square alone. It's crazy.
John Anderson asks, who's our cable and internet provider? That would be Sparklight.
Yeah.
Somebody else I want to mention, I had a customer that I referred to Rustic Threads for some embroidery work, only to find out, yes, good recommendation. They did our last batch of shirts and caps.
Good.
So if you need any type of embroidery work done, anything to brand your business, look up Rustic Threads. There is rusticthreads.com, but they're also on Facebook. April can help you. Tell them Wade and Carter sent you.
Yep. FBI Dallas Division and 90 partner agencies rescued 89 children the last couple of months. Operation Soteria Shield was a operation headed by the FBI to target online child predators in North Texas. 276 people arrested. Sounds like a lot. It's really a drop in the bucket when you think about the population of Texas. But
it is interesting how in Texas, you know, you hear about things like entrapment. Like I lure you into a conversation and then we have a conversation that maybe we shouldn't have. One thing leads to another. And then the FBI shows up at your house and you think that your defense is going to be, whoa, man, you know, you said this and I answered you. Well, good luck, because the state of Texas just doesn't tolerate crimes against children. Yet, until James Tallarico becomes a United States Senator, these are the real world things you have to think about. Now, I know that our audience, I can think of 1 or 2 that are openly here, really 1 that I think might vote for James Tallarico, 1. But my hope is that it would be unanimous that folks would vote against James Tallarico or for Ken Paxton, and they are different. They are different emotions. You can vote against Tallarico. At least just don't vote for Tallarico. If you're a dead set leftist idiot, just don't vote for senator.
Good call.
Yeah.
89 children rescued.
That's amazing.
Let that sink in.
And arrested 276 people. Yep. These are a lot of husband and wife and a neighbor teams. I mean, 90 to 270s, 3-1. They're arresting adults in like these cells of people that are sex trafficking and soliciting and assaulting young children.
Yeah, FBI says one of the largest child exploitation operations they've ever conducted in Texas. Charges range from possession and distribution of child sex material to online solicitation, sexual assault, and even sex trafficking of children.
Yeah.
Crazy.
What does it say about the screwworm?
Well, apparently getting closer and closer.
Closer than it's ever been.
Yep. 31 miles from the Texas border. Coahuila?
Coahuila.
Okay.
Yeah. 31 miles from the Texas border.
They found the screwworm in sheep in that Mexican state, and it's just 31 miles from the Texas border. It's moving closer and closer. They estimate this could cost the livestock industry $2 billion in Texas alone.
Yeah. Now I want you to think about that is an epic statewide crisis. $1.8 billion. I want you to think about how quickly the United States government spends hundreds of billions of dollars on people that won't work, people that are on the government dole for a living.
Think about that. You think
we should put them to work finding a way to get rid of the screwworm?
And they're working on it, thankfully. But you got judges too worried about the $1.8 billion lawfare account or fund set up by the president.
Yeah.
So if you think beef prices are high now, wait till screwworms come. Oy, oy, oy.
Yeah, well, and somebody will be opportunistic. You have a very small number of meat packers, processors that will take advantage of this. So right here, State Rep James Tallarico owns a 3-point lead over Ken Paxton in the first runoff poll of the Texas U.S. Senate race, 47-44.
Texas Public Opinion Research poll.
Can you believe that anywhere there's a group of people that 47% said they wanted this false prophet?
I don't believe the polls anymore, so we'll see what happens.
I don't know. The polls never showed Ken Paxton destroying John Cornyn.
No, it was neck and neck heading into the Republican primary. It was supposedly within the margin of error, which I think was 3% in one poll that I saw. So 3 points either way. It was a virtual dead heat, and Paxton blew him away.
Down in Progresso, federal agents seized 50 pounds of cocaine hid inside a vehicle at the Progresso port of entry.
That's just every day.
As part of a Homeland Security Task Force investigation.
The fact that they even tout 50 pounds of cocaine just tells you how little drugs are getting through or getting seized nowadays, because it was under the Biden administration, remember, hundreds of pounds of cocaine.
All the time. And by the way, Donald Trump the other day said, hey, this is not my number. These people are no fans of Donald Trump. Said that the official estimate of illegals entering our country, zero. Not 10 a day, zero.
Yeah,
I don't believe it's zero, but they're having no encounters at all. Used to, they had 1,000 encounters a day, which meant that 10,000 people were coming in. This is a normal day.
Yeah.
Now they're having none, just none.
Yeah, legal and civil rights groups, according to Fox 4 News, have filed lawsuit against the U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement because of conditions at the El Paso illegal immigrant detention facility.
You know what? If they're not happy, let them go home. Go home. Did you hear we're in this place in where was it, in Delaware? Where was this detention camp?
New Jersey? The one in Newark?
What is it called? Camp Delaney or something. The folks were on a hunger strike over the conditions. You know what the conditions were? They weren't being able to eat the food
of their
homeland. Guess what? If you don't like the food, go home. Go back to your country. I think that's the point. We're not the head of Homeland Security or whoever it was, whoever runs that division, DHS, said, hey, we're not running a Holiday Inn here. Eat what we give you or go home. I like it. Get them out of here.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, more protests.
Inhumane conditions, they're calling it. Not being allowed to eat what they want to eat. This ain't Whataburger or Burger King. Can't have it your way.
But so many of these folks that came across illegally have no problems with the inhumane conditions hoisted upon them by the cartel, who packed them into stash houses, who gave them a bottle of water and told them to get across the desert. Right? Absolutely. They had no problems putting themselves in harm's way and living like that to get here. Now, all of a sudden, it's a problem.
What do you make of this point number 2 here? I think this is CNN. I don't understand. I don't understand.
I don't either.
Why Donald Trump is building a UFC.
Because he's buddies with Dana White.
Yeah, I just don't get it. 90,000 spectators are expected to descend on the grounds next week for the mixed martial arts fight intended to celebrate America's 250th anniversary.
Missed it by a month.
This is right in front of the White House. I don't see how you could stop a potential insurrection.
90,000 spectators expected to be there. It's about the optics, though, because the UFC fights are watched worldwide, and the White House will be in the backdrop of almost every shot.
Fair.
That's what it's about. It's projecting an image to the world. That's probably more what it's about, and somehow,
people on the left now coming out and saying, what's that going to do to the grass on the South Lawn? What is, the horror? They're worried about the lawn.
Well, I'm sure, like it wouldn't do it, like it wouldn't do anything to the grass at Energy Stadium.
Anywhere. Yes, that's exactly right.
They know how to take care of that stuff.
Sure.
Iran war, latest update there.
We're still in a ceasefire, but we're blowing stuff up and they're shooting at our drones, but we're not fighting.
You had a good theory on the drone thing, though.
Yeah, I think what they did. So here's what happened. The U.S. flew a drone through the Strait of Hormuz. This is a little unmanned aircraft, probably $20 million thing. It's going right on through. And Iran shot a missile at it and knocked it down. Immediately, F-35s eliminated and targeted and eliminated the missile site. So my philosophy is the drone was sacrificial to expose the missile site, which the U.S. swiftly dispatched. And then in response, because of the coward terrorist turds they are, Iran launched some kind of a weak missile attack on a Kuwaiti air base that at some point some American planes had landed on.
Yeah.
It wasn't a U.S. Army base. And as far as I know, nobody was hurt. But it's like, we'll show you, we're going to attack. They put their finger on the map, this place. Well, that got us because you're just terrorists. That's all you do.
Oh, Austin.
Protesters rally at Texas Capitol against Senate Bill 4 after federal court ruling.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Federal court lifted a block on Senate Bill 4 that I believe allows
law enforcement should remain the responsibility of the immigration enforcement should remain the responsibility of the federal government, not state or local law enforcement agencies. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it is a sovereign border, the American border. Yes, it's in Texas, but we need a consistent enforcement, right? Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, the states that touch the border, it shouldn't be easier to cross in Texas than it is in Arizona. There should be a consistent application of the law.
And Senate Bill 4 allows state and local law enforcement officers to basically arrest people who are here illegally.
So here you've got Andrew Krantz, or Kranz, press liaison for the Party for Socialism and Liberation. That's liberation from your republic, folks.
Yeah, there's no liberating of there's no freedom in socialism. It's the hypocrisy in the name of the party alone. But this is where our education system completely has failed our kids.
No civics
because
taught.
A bunch of the young people who will flock to this crap don't understand that socialism actually removes your liberties. It's not liberating you from anything. It's holding you under control.
And that's a Canadian talking. We saw what happened in Minneapolis when ICE was kind of allowed to act with free reign, and we don't want to see similar situations come up in Texas. So we want to fight back.
Well, you won't, because ICE won't be here, because our local police will be able to do the job when need be.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
I think our worry is that ICE has already been expanded to a pretty significant degree in the state and has caused some pretty uncontrollable violence.
Again, KXAN reporting this is a quote off of there from Kranz.
This is how I feel. Yeah. My feelings tell me.
I think it's caused some pretty uncontrollable violence. You have no proof of that. There's no facts to back that up.
No.
But you can say that, and here's where we are. KXAN, they should have come back and said, well, here are the facts.
It's an NBC affiliate. They can't wait for socialism to take over.
Because they don't actually investigate anything or even challenge anybody's claims anymore. Kranz says it, and because he's the press liaison for the Party for Socialism and Liberation, it must be true.
Right.
They don't push back on
Hope and change. Smoke and mirrors.
No, they don't push back on it.
Greg Abbott said Texas received a major border security victory. Senate Bill 4 makes it a state crime to illegally enter Texas. Shortly after, I filed a legal brief defending that law, and federal appeals court ruled to allow it to be enforced while the case continues. While we keep fighting in the courts, working with President Trump and doing everything necessary to secure our border and protect Texans. I don't have a problem with that. There are legal means to come here. If you violate that, you need to be deported.
Yep. Just have
it's
to wonder.
Not that hard.
Would this law have protected the girl in Edna?
Yeah.
Monty Howard says he's seen some reporting that the drone was a setup.
Yeah. I just, again, so many things that we offer out here as kind of opinion are based on just a little bit more than casual observation of what's going on. They just kind of float a drone out there, get the towel heads to shoot a rocket at it, and then they go eliminate the launch site. It's really pretty simple. And by the way, Iran is pretty simple. They're just not they'll fight forever. That's one reason I have no problem with just killing them all.
Well,
but they'll fight forever.
CBS News this morning, and they're running a series on this. They're getting the Iranian people's response to Donald Trump's threats to blow up the country.
Yeah.
And they ran a question today. Well, what do you how does this make you feel? They asked an Iranian woman. You could have teased the series. How does it feel to live under the oppression of the Ayatollah and radical Islam when you have no rights as a woman? But no, they're concerned about an Iranian woman's feelings about Donald Trump, and they're going to run this whole series for June ratings.
And you may think that we are hard on the gay community. We're not. We're really not. Just don't feel like they deserve any special rights. But in Iran, they'll just kill you for it. And now let's see if they try to deny that. It's a fact.
I mean, every week, and we don't even talk about it here. Last week, they killed 4 women. One of whom was raped and died as a result of that, not by the injuries that happened to her being raped. They killed her because she was raped.
Yeah.
3 others reportedly had affairs or they were the mistresses. They got killed.
Well, you can learn just how basic they are, and there's no real way to get around this, right? It's certainly not a equality-based deal when your entire religious goal in life is to go to wherever and have 72 virgins. How much more selfish? I'm a man. I have 72 women to choose from. They're all virgins. They're all for me. It's a man's world. There's no equality. There's no chance for women there.
None.
No. What do the women have to aspire to? Especially if they're no longer virgins. What do they aspire to? Just being slaves to the men.
Talking on TV to CBS News with set up questions. And I'm wondering if CBS is trying to think of this. Think of the danger CBS just put this Iranian woman in by asking her opinions on TV without a burqa on, fully face exposed, all for their own ratings. They just put this woman's life in danger with the radical Islamists in charge in Iran. Are they going to promise her safe passage to the U.S.? Because now they've made her an asylum case. Seriously. They have made her a potential victim of political persecution. She probably does deserve asylum. She might be one of the only few actually streaming across our border that does deserve it.
Yeah, I think it's time for us to say we're all full for about 5 years. Just stop it. Stop it. Just cancel all the asylum applications for about 5 years. Donald Trump says he's taking over the America 250 concert. He's going to personally host the opening ceremony. I've got a mixed bag here, right? The Commodores, Martina McBride, Brett Michaels, and Young MC all withdrew after saying they were misled about political involvement in what they were told was a nonpartisan celebration. I can only listen to Lee Greenwood sing "I'm Proud to Be an American" so many times. And I don't want America 250 to be a celebration of MAGA. No. I want it to be a celebration
of America.
Of America. Yeah, I do. 5 of the 9 acts that were announced backed out within 48 hours. So, of course, Donald Trump said, well, they're overpriced and third rate, and he's going to deliver a major speech instead, which is just not going to get the ratings that the Donald's going to want.
No,
I don't
agree.
know. I don't understand why. I don't understand why he had to put his name on the Kennedy Center. Isn't it enough that you did it? You don't have to talk about it. Now a judge is saying that name can be taken down.
Cancel it, just like I canceled my involvement with the failing and unsafe to be in Kennedy Center.
And by
you
the way,
didn't cancel your involvement. A judge told you couldn't be involved in the way you were being involved. But see, this is where I have a problem with him. He has to rewrite his history because the judge ruled one way, and now he says he canceled his involvement because of what the judge did. No.
So now the Kennedy Center will collapse both structurally and financially. Judge Cooper, like numerous other crooked judges on my cases, should be impeached. Here's the deal. The guy that runs the Kennedy Center is a admitted big-time Democrat.
Yeah.
And he said, and this is what I've hung my hat on with the Kennedy Center, he said, thank God for President Trump because people have ignored me for 2 decades over the deterioration of the Kennedy Center to the point that it had become unsafe for some performers. Stages were worn out. Lighting standards weren't where they needed to be. Like things could fall on people. And the fact that Trump heard the call and got involved. Now here, you said it works.
Should work, yep.
See if it works.
The right one here.
Hi, guys.
Oh, you were there. That was it. The other one. Kathleen, are you there?
I am.
Talk to us.
Seeing one of the comments that was on there regarding Steve Hilton possibly winning in California. I'm visiting my brother in California, and I saw their sample ballot. They are so friggin' screwed. On their primary ballot, they have both parties running on a single ballot, and there are more than 70 people running on that one ballot.
Well, that's how they do it, and aren't they the first past the poll?
Yeah, and they're
top two, I think, right? Top 2 or 3, and that's it. That's all that matters.
So you could get like 2 or 3% of the vote and win.
Yep.
No, then they do. On top of that, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think that they also do ranked choice voting. So in other words, they've got the people who win, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. And then on top of that, they screw with the numbers even more by choosing the ranked choice balloting, the voting.
So you're in California right now?
Yeah.
Man, why are you up pre 6:00 a.m. in California?
On vacation.
Because I'm like, I had to watch you guys and
appreciate that.
So I said, I promise you, I can easily go back to sleep.
There you go.
Well, at least the show didn't put you back to sleep.
The truth is, there's very little about our program that's going to motivate you to get up and start your day. No, I understand that. You can go right back to sleep. But we appreciate you checking in, and
I think you should take your laptop to a little coffee shop somewhere and have a Wade and Carter watch party.
I think you should. That would we would be big. What part of California are you in?
Northern, up near San Fran. But it's just the logic of people here. It would be a culture shock if they listened to you guys.
Take a poll.
Go shock them. Go
see if the Pratt kid is going to win LA's
mayoral race.
You want to know something? I could be wrong, but I think I read something somewhere that the mayor actually lost, but I could be wrong.
No, that election's tomorrow?
I think so.
Is it tomorrow?
He's just trying to finish in the top 2 so they can have a runoff that'll go into November. Yeah, which there's him, Karen Bass, and a communist guy. I like his chances. There was a pundit out there who said that he could see a scenario where it was Pratt versus the communist, and that Karen Bass could be ejected altogether, which she's totally inept. I mean, she is inept.
Absolutely.
She's dumber than dirt.
There you go. Hey, we love you.
Thank you. Appreciate the call.
You get the long distance listener of the day. Thanks for being there.
Yeah,
be safe, ma'am. That's our friend Kathleen Leininger. Very, very sharp lady.
She must be in Menlo.
Menlo?
Yeah.
She's near San Francisco?
Yeah, that's where all the money is.
Now, you'll hear him call it San Fran, and you'll hear him call it, a lot of things, but San Franciscans never call it ever Frisco.
No.
Not the locals.
So I guess over the weekend, Dallas Fire and Rescue ended their search for any more survivors or bodies at the Oak Cliff apartment that blew up on last week on Thursday. Officially, 3 people killed.
2 women and a child.
Yeah, 5 others hospitalized.
5 alarm explosion.
A construction crew there damaged a gas line.
People said they had smelled gas for a while.
Yeah. Somebody finally called it in.
Somebody's going to lose a job over that.
First day Bank of Louise Astros update. Astros drop a 2-0 game to the Brewers. They lose 2 of 3 to the Brewers. 1 in extra innings on Friday night. Then they won Saturday.
Good game.
And lost a close one yesterday. The Brewers lead the National League Central. Very good team. I'm optimistic, which is weird to say that the Brewers are in the National League. Still hard to get used to that after so many years. But I'm optimistic that the Astros are playing better baseball.
Yep.
And
I'll tell you what, Lambert pitched pretty well the other day. And I'm telling you, Eric Getty's as good as there is in the American League this year.
And if not for a home run in the 4th inning yesterday, he pitched well.
Has pitched well 2 outings in a row. His last, he had 97 pitches, 6 innings, no hits, no runs. Yeah,
So,
that was part of that combined no-hitter.
so
Folks, the First State Bank of Louise, the friendliest bank anywhere. Get in and have a great experience.
go talk to Lolly. Anybody there can help you. They're just a great bunch of folks to work with, and for all your banking needs, you need a small bank to help you. They can maneuver and do things that the big banks just can't do.
Thank you, Bruce, for getting up early. We owe you guys, some of our sponsors, a little more love. That'll happen tomorrow. The Ads and Offer Studio welcomes you again tomorrow, folks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye, folks.